If you're not playing Henry like your crazy alcoholic survivalist uncle, you're doing it wrong.
God rules it!
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mediocre and my claim to fame in life is beating Skyrim with a fork. So when I say that I know what's fun in RPG games, you can definitely trust me. Now I religiously played Kingdom Come Deliverance I. The game always stood out to me as an experience where it pays off to take it slow and interact with all systems that are on offer. Which basically came down to picking copious amounts of herbs and making the purest narcotics Bohemia had ever seen. The herbalism skill tree boasted a few perks that really kickstarted a new playthrough. I am glad to say that flower picking returns in the sequel. It's now known as survival and combines the hunting and herbalism skill. I am even more glad to say that there are a few new mechanics we can abuse for easy leveling and have some cash to boot. The easiest way to level survival is by picking herbs you see everywhere. A good rule of thumb is that when you see an asset in the world with flowers, it's probably a herb you can pick. You might be wondering why we're spending our ever decreasing amount of lifetime we have left picking flowers in a virtual video game. But there's a good explanation for this, I hope. But before you start picking plants, there are two things you must always keep in mind. Your Henry must either be drinking or be over encumbered from a full inventory, preferably both.
Oh gods. I wonder what their names were.
We let Henry drink because drinking is actually a skill, which unlocks a few handy perks later down the line, such as healing your wounds from drinking and staying one step in front of the law. Moreover, it will take the edge off during intense situations.
One accidental slip of your hand and things could get very messy. You know what I mean?
You think this is a joke? You think this is a f***ing laugh? There's nothing f***ing funny going on here.
Lastly, they added fart sound effects while you're drunk, and I think that's fantastic. When you're picking flowers, you want Henry to be over encumbered because it helps with the slow vibe. Moving around while overloaded will drastically increase the vitality skill gain as well. On top of that, the herbs are never that far apart from each other and they grow in abundance everywhere, meaning that running is not even necessary to begin with. The survival skill tree itself offers up several perks that will improve Henry. Lucky Find gives a small chance to find an additional herb or a little trinket while picking flowers. Not only will you be surprised at how often this perk pops, you will also find useful items that sell for quite some groschen. This time, we're not skipping leg day, as the strength experience gained from picking all the herbs will add up over time, which is especially useful if this game is your first introduction to the series and you're struggling with the combat system. So you can learn combat skills from survivalism, but you cannot learn survivalism from combat skills. It's like Jordan Peterson said, it's good to be a garden in a war. Survival also means that it will be easier for you to hunt game in the wild. This can really help with keeping your dog companion active, which in turn increases the Houndsmaster skill. I cooked some dog meat to see if he would eat it, and at first I thought he refused because that's a sick thing to do as a player. I wanted to commend Warhorse Studios on their understanding of animal ethics, but it turned out it was just a bug in the dog's pathfinding. So now PETA is on my ass. Again. Another piece of the puzzle is the speech skill.
Hold up, rub more oil on knees.
There are a few perks that increase the amount of coins you can get from selling your survivalism wares. Moreover, whenever you get into armed conflict, always use the battle cry and taunt buttons. Not only is that very funny, you'll gain some bonuses if you invest in the right perks in the speech skill. This was actually valuable life advice imparted from Henry's father in the first game.
If you want to convince someone that they're wrong, try using your mouth and not your fists.
Only he misunderstood.
Piece of shit!
In combat, I always enjoy using maces and heavy weaponry. The strength experience gained from herbalism really shines here too. Lots of peasants with soft skulls. So now we know how to live off the land and handle ourselves in combat.
I'll kill you!
The last piece of the survivalist uncle puzzle is drug manufacturing using the herbs we found. When you get a few levels in, you'll be able to pick out the Secret of Secrets perk. This enables you to brew a perfect variant of a potion, provided you stick completely to the recipe, and you can learn how to do that with savior snaps here. And that's it. Let me know if you want to have a separate alchemy guide in the same format. I'd be happy to milk the strand for YouTube money so I can leave the survivalist lifestyle.